Ahoy! Today we're talking about new stuff coming into SMITE with patch 8.3 and the bonus balance before that. Some of it was posted by Hera directly and some of it was datamined by Daredust. Before we get into the video, shortly after this video goes up, I will be streaming on Twitch TV/DukeSloth and having a bit of a birthday stream, so feel free to stop by there. And now let's talk about the skins. And we're starting off big here with Sobek's Remodel. Hera's posted a picture of that and you can see it right here. It looks pretty cool in my opinion, and it actually is very similar to the earlier teaser that they showed. They actually didn't change much about the model since then at all. The only differences I found are very subtle changes in lighting and in the coloring, especially around his mouth, and that's pretty much about it, so we can expect him to look very similar in game as well, I think. I really like the look of the remodel, and it comes at a good time as well, with Sobek being very popular at the moment. And speaking of things being popular, Ragin' Cajun, who did the Hunbat skin for me, got another skin that is coming into the game now. This is the one that I think won the community award for the design of the year, and it's Doodle Ra. I thought the skin was cool the first time I saw it, and now we're going to get it in the game in the next patch. I think it would be cool if Hera did some more skins in this design. I think it's a really cool, interesting and unique style that we don't really have yet. Some people suggested Geb for this as well, which I think would be a really funny option, but I'm curious to see what ability design this one will have. Beyond that, we have 4 additional skins that were datamined by Daredust, which we'll get in the bonus update, some of them being part of the Battle Pass. And I gotta say, these skins are, for the most part, really made for me. I don't know why, but I like almost all of them a lot. The first one is Lilac Bloom Hera. This basically gives Hera very strong Persephone vibes, with making her whole theme very nature and flower focused. As you can see from the card art, Argus also gets pretty massive changes with the skin. Here's the front view of the skin. Now with the in-game models, always keep in mind that these are not 100% final, because sometimes Hera adds other lighting or other changes that make them look a little bit different in-game, but I think this one is pretty well represented. It's a very cool, vibrant skin, and I really like the wooden parts of it as well, the armor pieces essentially. I think it comes together very nicely. It might honestly be my favorite Hera skin, even though I like the Casino skin a lot as well. Here's a side view, and I think this demonstrates very well that this skin remains very recognizable as Hera as well, which I really like about it. Because sometimes skins just go a bit too overboard in how far away they stray from the original design. I think this is a very nice reinterpretation of Hera, basically. Here's the back view, the one that you're going to see most of the time, which is also really cool. Again, I really like these branches growing upwards here on her back. And of course, we gotta have a look at Argus as well. You can see that he still has multiple heads here, so that part isn't taken away. But his model overall is very wood-focused with some nice runes along with that as well. So it just looks really nice. I think the animation between his head and his chest piece will probably be different. There will probably be more visual effects going on there, more particle effects, since that's where this floating connection normally is. So that's something that's not quite shown yet, and the same between his arms and his legs. All the joints there will probably have some particle effects. Let's have a quick listen to the voice back.
Let the voice of the forest be heard. Rally to me, my subjects. Let us greet these intruders.
This honestly sounds as you would expect it for the skin, nothing too crazy, but very fitting. The skin will most likely be part of the Spring Holiday chest, and that will also contain a new Springtime Fountain effect and Lilac Bloom loading screen, which you'll probably run into the chance of getting instead of the skin when you're trying to roll for it. But it seems like there's another skin in the very same chest. Also in the Spring Holiday chest seems to be the Green Knight King Arthur. Look at that card art, isn't that beautiful? I know some people will not like the skin so much because it doesn't have this super edgy vibes, but I really like the style. I wonder how much of these effects that we see around him here are gonna end up in game, if he's gonna be more plain looking in terms of his effects, or if he's gonna have green swirls on every attack. But I'm sure we'll see at least some of them in his spin attacks, and spin attacks with the green animations should look really cool. Here is the front view of his model. In this case, I would say there's a chance that his model might also look a little bit more impressive in-game. There might be some additional lighting effects here, some green lights that brighten up the entire model a little bit, or slightly different shaders. The colors look a little bit dull here, which is not necessarily bad, but I'm not sure if that's how it's going to be in-game at the end of the day. Here we have a bit of a side view where we can also see the weapon which is partially overgrown, and I think that makes for a really cool design. I just really like these plant themes. You can also see the leaves that grow from his shoulder pads there, the vines, so really, really cool stuff. Here's the back view where we once again see his wooden antlers, and I really like the wooden pieces on the shoulder pads here as well. Let's have a listen to the voice pack.
Test thy might. 3 days past, I failed to open a gate for Izanami, who exclaimed, "I guess chivalry really is dead." So I challenged her to a duel, and now she is.
And if that voice pack isn't the winner, then I don't know what is. I love the comedic aspects of here, the overly chivalrous guy, but then also the reference to Mortal Kombat and everything else. I think the whole pack will probably be pretty hilarious. The Green Knight would in SMITE fall under the Arthurian Pantheon, and I know that some people would like to have him in game as well, but I wouldn't necessarily interpret the existence of the skin as an indicator that we can never have the Green Knight. After all, there is also a King Arthur Tyr skin, so it could basically become a running gag where if the Green Knight ever comes out, a skin for him could tease the next card or something. And then we have a Cupid skin, the Mighty Mage Cupid. This will also be in patch 8.2 and will be part of the 4th bundle of the Dawn of Babylon. As we can see from the card art and tell from the name, it turns Cupid into a mage that floats on a cloud, so it's almost a little bit like a djinn as well. With this one, Daredust wanted to specifically emphasize that he couldn't fully recreate the in-game mesh because he didn't quite have a reference for it. So looking at the bottom of the skin, this cloud might look a fair bit different and better in-game. Again, there are probably some particle effects along with it that make it look a lot more cloudy. Here we have his side view as well, and that tail might not actually end up looking like a tail and more like the fading out cloud essentially. Here's the back view, what you will see most of the time, a tiny little scroll there as well, pretty cute. And now let's have a listen to the voice pack.
Looks can be deceiving. I am much wiser and older than you think.
I gotta say I'm a bit sad that they went with the cutesy type here, because he says he's much older and wiser than you think. So I was hoping he actually have a really deep old man voice pack, because it would just be a hilarious match with how he looks, but unfortunately they just went with the more expected route. And that brings us to my absolute favorite skin of this patch, which is Senpai Slayer Serqet. This is also part of the 4th Dawn of Babylon bundle, which you get along with the Cupid skin, the Dawn of Babylon music theme, and the Mighty Mage global emote. I'm normally really not a fan of anime skins, and I don't like the vast majority of them, but this one is just extremely well designed in my opinion. The card art is really cool, and I kind of wish they took a little bit more of the chunkier armor pieces from that card art, which they didn't implement in game. But looking at the in-game model, it definitely has its own cool elements. I don't know why or how, but the face is extremely well modeled compared to most other skins that we see, even these days. You can even see the different eye colors and everything there. But what I like most about the skin is the weapon design. I really like the blades, and I like the visual design as well. They stand out very nicely, contrasting the rest of the design, and I just think it's a really cool skin overall. Here we can see the side view as well. We can see that the tail has the same glowing elements. We can also see that she has multiple throwing daggers on the belt on her thigh here. Here's the back view. We can see that she has a bow in her hair. I hope that's not like just connected to the hair, because then it would look really weird in terms of animations. I hope it's not just a flat print on the hair. I hope it's an actual rendered thing. And interesting enough, we see that the tail is kind of just attached to the belt on her skirt. It looks a little bit odd, I would say, but that's a minor detail. Overall, I think it's a really, really cool skin. Let's have a listen to the voice pack.
School's out. Time to do some demon hunting.
So I don't know about you guys, but I'm probably gonna switch to the default voice pack when using this skin. If you want to learn more about the upcoming changes in SMITE, feel free to click the sub button and maybe the bell so you get notified when the patch note stuff goes up tomorrow. Again, I'll also be streaming on Twitch TV/DukeSloth today, so I might be live when you're watching this video. And other than that, I thank you very much for watching and hope to see you for the next one soon. DukeSloth, out.